Hey, ciao ragazzi. Thought I'd give you a little bit more information about me. I'm 67, I retired just over 2 years ago, and we wanted a change. My friend Deborah, she wanted to come to Italy. I wanted a boat, so we compromised. I bought a boat and we moved it to Italy. I think that's fair enough. Couldn't afford an apartment, but can afford a boat. It's about a third of the price of an equivalent apartment over here. All we have to pay for is the mooring fees at the marina. But included in that, we get all our electric, we get Wi-Fi, it pays all the taxes. Over the years, I've had problems. I've got an artificial hip. I'm now on my second artificial hip. I'm supposed to have a replacement knee, but I'm not bothering at the moment because it's not hurting. But all these problems don't stop me doing it. It has meant, though, rather than buying a sailboat where I'm having to run around and do a lot of work, that's why I've ended up with a motor cruiser. Now, the advantage of a motor cruiser as well is you've got a lot more room. This is just like an apartment, and it doesn't have to be that expensive. I actually saw this one on eBay. It's a good place to start looking. Gives you an idea what you can buy, what you can afford, and where you can buy them from. This one I bought in France. Over a period of time, we've just brought it around down to Italy. I mean, as I said, I'm not an Olympic athlete. In fact, one of the things I can't do is swim. But I have a very good life jacket if I need to keep one on. Although I have fallen in once without it on, and it took an hour and 3 people in the middle of the night to get me out. And I'm very grateful for those guys. I might even put a link to the article in the local paper because they were credited with saving the life of this mad Englishman in Tropea. My cat, she can actually swim, which is just as well because she's fallen in 5 times. And at least one of those times I've had to go in the water with a life jacket on and go under the pontoon to get her out. Now, as you can see, she's back again, the ship's cat. Right, let's talk about actually buying the boat. There's always a bit of negotiation involved. On eBay, this one was originally up at £55,000. Cost of apartment round here, a nice apartment with the room we've got, would be about 120, 150,000 euros. We have 4 double bedrooms down there, so believe me, we've got plenty of room for friends coming out and parties, because we've got a big party deck at the back. But it means we've got this massive great space in the back, so it's party boat, even though it's a bit of a mess. To get the boat, never get a boat without seeing it. Although it's on eBay, you don't just bid and buy, you've got to go and see them. I went to France twice to see this boat, courtesy of Ryanair at about £10 for a trip each way. It was taken out of the water, which you have to pay for, which usually costs somewhere between about £600-700, and a full survey, which is about 40 pages long, everything that's right, everything that might need replacing. So for £1,500, it's a good investment because then you don't buy a dog. This boat has been fantastic. I don't know now, close on 2,000 miles. The engines really haven't needed to be touched. No major problems. There's always something, some little thing that goes wrong. And so if you're handy at all, it's easy to do yourself. If you do need to get something done by an engineer somewhere, that can be a bit expensive. So you've got to remember that. So you need a little bit behind you for that. As I say, I went there twice. The second time we checked it out, took her out in the water, had a little run around, and my God, this thing is so easy. It's easier than a car to drive. It will spin round in a circle. It's wonderful. It's got 2 engines. I barely touched the steering wheel. I don't need to. It took me 10 minutes and it was just like being home. Next time I went down to France was to pay for it. I was lucky because the guy was English and I'm English. A straight bank transfer only takes about an hour. I literally went down, checked everything was okay, signed the papers, did the transfer. Within 1 hour, it was mine. We decided we were going to leave as soon as we could. I'd sold everything, didn't have anything left. We had to bring what equipment and clothes, whatever we wanted over. Now from England, it's quite simple. You can hire a pallet and get an entire pallet which weighs up to 1 ton delivered And to the south of France, it was less than £200 for a pallet. And we had 2 of those. Once there, everything loaded, which included a washing machine, and everything else that we needed was on the boat. It's just because it's so steep this at the moment, I just put an extra rope on. So I've got something to hold on to, because I've already fallen in once, and I can't swim, so I don't want to fall in again. So, just to give myself a little bit of extra room, and something to hold on to. Yeah. So, buona giornata.